Skillshare, can you hear me okay? So we're an online platform for creative learning. And there are a lot of dynamics going on in the world right now that are certainly pushing people in our direction, a lot of which is driven by the kind of underlying change in technology and innovation. As automation and AI gain more steam, a lot of the skills that the frontline workers are using today are going to be obsolete in the next 3 years. So there's two ways to think about this. Number one is the robots are coming, and the last people they will harvest are the creatives. The other option is a lot of the work that people don't enjoy doing that can be automated. It's freeing us up to work on the higher level tasks that are more uniquely human. That's kind of the view from the frontline employee. Recent IBM survey of 1,500 CEOs, they said that creativity was the number one factor for their future success. So we're seeing it both at the highest levels of organizations, but also from the bottoms up. There's also just a lot more demand to be creative. I think we are all creators in one way, shape, or form. We all have iPhones. We all have social media. I would bet that somebody has tweeted, posted, et cetera, in the last 12 to 24 hours. And the demand, as you think about employment, I'll give you a guess. What's the number one reason people switch jobs? It's money. But the number two reason is creativity. And the reality is all of these jobs that we're automating, people don't want to do this work. They want to be stimulated. They want to have more opportunities to use their brain and to use those uniquely human creative skills. Nowhere is this more pronounced than in the millennial generation, which is now, I believe last number I saw was over half of the U.S. workforce. 67% of millennials would opt for a job where they have more creativity, more self-control, more self-determination, as long as they can pay their bills. So they're optimizing for a very different set of things than previous generations optimized for. And when we talk about creativity, I think people tend to go towards Jackson Pollock splattering paint all over a wall. Ultimately, creativity is about connecting the dots and applying it in unique and different ways. It's taking ideas from one walk of life and applying it to something completely different. And that cross-pollination comes from having a breadth and depth of experience. So it's about trying new things. It's about experimenting. It's about learning things outside of your normal day-to-day swim lane. And it's really hard to do that through the traditional learning models. So we think about Skillshare, a couple things that make us different. First of all, it's an open platform, so anyone can come in and teach. We have we have over 7,000 teachers. We're adding about 200 teachers every month. Our number one source of new teachers is our students. So by having it be completely open, we will always have a depth and breadth of content and a sort of a freshness and agility of the content that's really hard to replicate through the traditional producer model. The second thing is the subscription. So again, if creativity is all about breadth of experience, you need to be able to experiment with different classes, try new things. You come in thinking you want to take the content marketing class, but then you see this really interesting sketch class or Procreate class, or you get bored and you just want to take the coffee making class. By giving them a subscription where they can constantly explore new topics, there's no additional cost to consume. It just creates that incentive to try and test new things. And then the third component is every class has a project associated with it. So once you learn something, you got to put it to work. That's how it really sinks in. We have about 170,000 projects that have been uploaded to the site. Once you go through the class, you upload your project, you get feedback from your teacher, from other students. So there's a very strong community feel to it that kind of reinforces that learning and that activity. So quick high-level stats. We have over 25,000 classes, about 7,000 teachers. Again, that's growing at about 200 teachers a month, and we're adding 600 to 700 new classes every month. We have over 7 million registered members, heading towards 8 million, and over 400 corporate clients. So what we're doing is certainly striking a chord. This is our growth over the last couple of years. On the left side is our total registered users. On the right side is our total class count. And again, as we drive more usage and we get more students, we're using that to feed the flywheel and get more teachers and more classes. So we have a very interesting platform dynamic within Skillshare where with every new student we add, we pay out teachers more money. As teachers earn more, they produce more classes, which increases the value of that subscription. So for $15 a month or $99 a year, you have access to every single class we offer. So by keeping that flywheel spinning in a really healthy way, we've seen pretty dramatic growth over the last couple of years. So thanks for your time. Happy to answer more questions between sessions.